السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Subject Complements. هاد الدرس ديال اليوم غيكون مهم بزاف للناس اللي بيكون عندهم الإعراب أو لا parsing in English. Okay? Before we start a series of exercises concerning parsing, we have to master some stuff before we begin. نبدأ على بركة الله. Subject Complement. A complement is a word, phrase or clause that completes the meaning of the verb in the predicate and thus the sentence. The complements can be broken into the following. Those following action verbs like direct object, indirect object, and object complement. Those following linking verbs like subject complement that completes a subject. An object complement completes an object. Okay, that's why it is called object complement. Direct object. A direct object is a noun or can be a noun or pronoun that comes after a verb to complete the meaning of the verb, which must be a transitive verb. Transitive and intransitive verbs. Just to remind you, a transitive verb is a verb that requires an object to receive the action done by the verb. That means a verb that takes an object is known as a transitive verb. The direct object receives the action of the transitive verb. Very simply. The following examples show the direct object in red color. The cat followed me. Samir ate the sweet cake. The boys drank the juice. Indirect object. An indirect object can be a noun, person, thing, or animal, or a pronoun that appears in a sentence after the verb and before the direct object. After the verb and before the direct object, that is called the indirect object. It can only be found in a sentence that has a direct object. So a sentence that has a direct object can also have an indirect object. The indirect object shows to whom or for whom something is done and who receives the direct object. The indirect object in red, and it comes before the direct object which is underlined in these examples. So the underlined words are direct object and the indirect object is written in red. They showed their parents their grades. So the indirect object is their parents. They showed what? They showed their grades. So the grades is a direct object. To whom they showed the grades? They showed the grades to their parents. So the indirect object is their parents. The mother drew her daughter a picture of a cat. The mother drew what? Drew a picture of a cat. To whom? To her daughter. When the sentences are rewritten as in the following, the indirect object becomes the object of a preposition. It is the person or thing to whom or for whom something is done. نقلوا لها بهذا الشكل to whom or for whom something is done. They showed their grades to their parents. The grades are shown to whom? To their parents. An indirect object that is now the object of the preposition to their parents. The mother drew a picture of a cat for her daughter. The picture is drawn for whom? For her daughter. So an indirect object that is now the object of the preposition for. Pronouns as indirect object. The following examples show the pronouns acting as indirect objects. وهاد البروناونز هنا اللي تنهضروا عليهم هادوما البروناونز اللي تيكونوا بطبيعتهم as objects بحال me, you, him, her, us, it, them, etc. My friend showed me his new bicycle. Me is an indirect object, a pronoun that functions as an indirect object. And the same thing with the rest. Good people give us hope every day. Their boss cooked lunch for them. Object complement. An object complement can be again a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective. It comes immediately after a direct object and adds to the direct object by renaming or describing it, يعني describing the direct object. Certain verbs are used when there is an object complement, and these verbs include بعض منهم: call, create, elect, make, and name. His people called him a hero after his rescue mission. Okay? Called him a hero. They named the local policeman a small-time crook. The object complement in the first sentence is a noun, and in the second is a noun phrase. And the hero is a noun, the object complement. In the second, small-time crook is a noun phrase. His looks made her shy. They painted the house colorful as a rainbow. The object complement in the first sentence is an adjective, shy, and in the second is an adjective phrase, colorful as a rainbow. Subject complements. A subject complement is a predicate noun or a noun phrase or a predicate adjective or an adjective phrase or a pronoun. نصيحة قبل اللي تيجي هادشي كتير نضبط subject complement بوحدو، نضبط predicate noun بوحدو، نضبط an adjective phrase بوحدها و predicate adjective بوحدها باش يسهل لي هادشي. It follows a linking verb, a state verb, or a verb of the senses. The noun, adjective, or pronoun, which is the subject complement, describes, renames, or identifies the subject of a sentence. Some examples of linking verbs that are followed by subject complements are من بينهم I am, is, are, was, were, has been, are being, become, look, and seem. A subject complement can be a pronoun that identifies the subject. This is she, personal pronoun. Congratulations, the winner is you, personal pronoun, you. The biggest prize is that, demonstrative pronoun. The name you looked for is what, interrogative pronoun, what. Over time, he will become somebody, indefinite pronoun, somebody, indefinite pronoun. Predicate noun. A predicate noun or predicate nominative, another name for it, is a word or group of words that renames the subject. A predicate noun is connected to the subject of the sentence by a linking verb. يعني خاصنا نكون عارف شنو هما linking verbs. The country's new president is Mr. Karim. Linking verb اللي هو is Mr. Karim. He said his best friend was a silly old man. Linking verb was تيجي من ورا مباشرة a silly old man. Predicate adjective. A predicate adjective is an adjective that describes or modifies the subject of a sentence. This type of modifying word appears after the subject of the sentence, after, which is normally a noun or pronoun. I repeat this point. A predicate adjective is an adjective that describes or modifies the subject. Now we are talking only about the modification of the subject of a sentence. This type of modifying word, predicate adjective, appears or comes after the subject of the sentence, which is normally a noun or pronoun. Examples: the fly buzzing around you looks big. Linking verb عندي looks وعندي big. Their story was unbelievable to us. linking verb اللي هو was. اوكي I hope نتمنى اني حاولت ما امكن اني نبسط لكم الامور وتنتمنى لكم التوفيق. شكرا على التشجيع.